In this video commentary, I will be talking about the different interests of mine throughout media that could influence my final film. First of all, genres that interest me are comedies as they, in my opinion, consider the audience interaction in a more cheerful way through humour. Although these are usually very typical and often follow stereotypes, and so to subvert this, it would cause a jolt in the whole of comedy as a genre to create something that battles the expectations to draw the film away from the ordinary.
This map is going to be your guide to North Shore. Now, where you sit in the cafeteria is crucial because you got everybody there. You got your freshmen, ROTC guys, preps, JV jocks, Asian nerds, cool Asians, varsity jocks, unfriendly black hotties, girls who eat their feelings, girls who don't eat anything, desperate wannabes, burnouts, sexually active band geeks, the greatest people you will ever meet, and the worst. Beware of the plastics.
Representing Footlights, we have Lord Monty, Lord Snot, Miss Money Sterling, and Mr. Kendall Mintcake.
Hi.
And representing Scumbag, we have Mike, Prick, Vivian, and Neil.
Vegetable rice and peas.
Other genres I find absorbing is fantasy, as they often create new worlds that are captivating and therefore allow you to escape from everyday. This is done by the strong consideration of mise-en-scene to create unworldly scenes reinforced by enchanting editing. These can toy with the audience using characters in the same way another favourite genre of mine, thrillers, does. The most well-known would probably be Snape from Harry Potter. Throughout Harry's school life, he's seen as Harry's enemy, although the audience are constantly thrown about in how we should perceive his character, as he's shown to be trusted by Dumbledore.
Trust Dumbledore's judgment. Dumbledore trusts Snape, therefore I do.
Shown to be in charge of an important artifact, the Philosopher's Stone.
I'm guessing Snape let the troll in as a diversion, so he could try and get past that three-headed dog. Snape doesn't want the stone for himself, he wants the stone for Voldemort.
Where he also saves Harry on his broomstick, which had been enchanted.
That day, during the Quidditch match, Snape tried to kill me.
No, dear boy. I tried to kill you, and trust me, if Snape's cloak hadn't caught fire and broken my eye contact, I would have succeeded, even with Snape muttering his little counter-curse.
However, it takes a turn again in The Half-Blood Prince, when he turns to the Death Eaters.
I made the unbreakable vow.
And kills Dumbledore.
Please. Avada Kedavra.
Tell them how you looked him in the eye. A man who trusted you and killed him.
But J.K. Rowling couldn't leave it there. She surprised everyone once again by revealing his memories, so that after despising his character, he's pitied on his deathbed.
Would spread.
We both know Lord Voldemort has ordered the Malfoy boy to murder me.
You must be the one to kill me, Severus.
You've been a good and faithful servant, Severus. Nagini, kill.
However, characters in thrillers are used differently by pointing allegations towards each other, although still achieving the same result of constantly throwing the audience off the rails. One of my favourite cinematographers who works a lot with thrillers is Ron Schmidt, who has produced films such as The Mist. And often works quite closely with director Frank Darabont. I'm also a fan of David Boyd, who produced films such as Home Run, Dark Skies and many more. These three work together in a well-known TV series, The Walking Dead. Smith's work considers mise-en-scene as much as Peter Jackson does when creating his fantasy worlds such as The Hobbit. They both use lighting to reveal the mood of the scene, from Jackson's showings of the happy atmospheric Shire at the beginning of the film with bright lighting and a variety of colour. To Schmidt's mysterious, intense scenes through low-key lighting and muted colours. Although Schmidt doesn't tend to use light brighter than ordinary natural lighting, but when he does, he uses it to silhouette characters and objects to emphasise something or get across a meaning. When editing, I like how Schmidt tries to contrast his scenes. He does this in the most subtle way, such as at the prison in The Walking Dead. One scene is shown to be having a completely monochromatic effect, while in a separate scene he uses the same effect except on the actors. He does this by adding more colour to the skin of the characters when editing. This subtle change is just as effective as a dramatic change that is also used from very dark scenes to blindingly light ones. I personally don't like this kind of sun change, as I don't think it's very nice in the eyes, especially going from dark to light. Boyd likes to use 3 cameras to get another unique angle that gives you more than just the usual mid-shots that are needed. These third camera shots are powerful as it captures what characters are thinking. In this series The Walking Dead, they vary the way in which shots are taken, from using tripods to lockdown shots to dollies or even handheld for a freer, more flexible shot. Something I personally love about Boyd is how he's not really rigid in how he works. He doesn't like to get in the faces of the characters, he gives them space to do what they want. He commented on this by saying, "If you screw the actors into the floor, everything becomes tedious and work becomes work." This shows how he's being more relaxed about it, and it's more fun for everyone, so that it's more than just making a film to impress, and so as a result would produce a better outcome. In contrast to David Boyd, despite saying earlier on about how I liked his freeing nature, I also think it's important to keep some control, which is why I also like David Finch as a director. Unlike Boyd, he likes to be more structured with his camera, using a tripod to fit shots into place so that they are smooth and organised. He doesn't like handheld shots, which I'm not very keen on either, and uses the rule of third in positioning of his camera. I think it's important to get a balance between free and stationary camera, as it could start to look untidy or boring with too much of the same actions. By varying how the frames are worked, it makes them a lot more compelling. As Peter Jackson said, the most honest form of filmmaking is to make a film for yourself, which I agree is one of the most important aspects of filmmaking, because I believe if you enjoy what you're doing, so will the audience, as it will show through your work. But I do think part of the pleasure does come from the audience if they are enjoying it as much as you. The techniques I'd like to develop in the process and makings of my final film would mostly be my transitions, by making it more lively using graphic matches, as I think these are smart, although due to the dependence of shapes in a frame, this may not be possible, especially if props are limited. I'd also like to use whip pams if appropriate, as this gives the transitions more character and could be a good way to show the speeding up of time, which would be useful for a short film. Another way this could be done is using subliminal cuts, which would probably look better as part of a series, as it's not all thrown in randomly together in a sequence, as this may look a bit out of place. To set the mood of the atmosphere, and perhaps give a suggestion of the genre, I'd like to develop my mise-en-scène, more specifically my lighting, as this could be used to reflect the characters' thoughts and feelings without the need of dialogue to clarify. Or used in other ways, such as foreshadowing future events or bringing something into the audience focus through emphasis by contrasts of light. I love the use of intense lighting to emphasise objects, as its sharpness is almost threatening and could even symbolise the light flashing before your eyes, and therefore your life slipping away.